It's the diabetes drug hailed by many as a weight loss wonder.
Weight loss.
Weight loss.
Easy weight loss.
Miracle diet drug.
Miracle weight loss drug.
One hot topic everyone in Hollywood still seems to be talking about is Ozempic.
She goes, if you ever want to drop 5 pounds, this is good.
Some people are selling Ozempic and knockoffs on the black market.
It is literally the hottest drug in the country right now. But what happens when you stop taking it?
I do worry when I see people who say, I got a wedding in 6 weeks, I got to lose 10 pounds, put me on this drug.
I think we have officially reached a new, I don't even really want to say it's new. I think it's been slowly bubbling over the last couple of years. But we're in a place now where we just don't trust influencers at all. And don't get me wrong, I think it's for very good reason, especially when it comes to, sing it with me now. Ozempic, you know, you didn't do it alone. Ozempic.
It shows you were fat not that long ago.
Apparently, every influencer is on Ozempic, according to their comment section. The allegations are wild. They're out of control. I don't even think influencers at this point can even keep up with the amount of allegations and comments that they're receiving under their photos, or maybe they've just completely given up or they don't care to, because, engagement is technically good for business, right? Today's video is not intended to be gossipy. I want to more focus the commentary on the state of Ozempic regarding influencer culture, the beauty standards, the allegations, and why it seems every influencer is being bombarded with these allegations at the moment. I'm not at all accusing any one specific influencer of being on Ozempic. I simply want to comment and share some of the discourse that's happening online at the moment. I also just want to make it clear that I'm not at all talking about people with health issues like diabetes or who are significantly overweight and struggling with weight loss who are using Ozempic and various other weight loss drugs. I'm more referring to the space that we found ourselves in, where a large number of influencers seem to be turning to Ozempic and other weight loss drugs to lose like 5-10 pounds or to experience rapid weight loss that they may not even necessarily need. These influencers that I'm referring to today are already were quite thin by today's standards, and they turn to these drugs to become even thinner. And I think in those cases, it can actually do more harm than good.
Jolo, you look thin.
Thank you.
Ozempic?
Yep.
Oh, are you?
No way. Yeah.
Are you on Ozempic?
Yeah.
What housewife isn't on Ozempic?
Not
You're
one.
Not. Yeah, no.
Not her.
Half your cast.
I know.
When I look around this room, I can't help but wonder, is Ozempic right for me?
If you spend time on Instagram and you see these influencers and you see the comments under a lot of their photos, it seems as if so many already thin influencers are using weight loss drugs.
I'm skinny.
Hormones.
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 Oh, is hormone spelled Ozempic? I don't know.
I did a somewhat recent video deep dive into Roxy Jasenko, who is an Australian influencer. If you didn't see that video, I'm gonna have it linked because I highly recommend you check that out. But I actually had a whole portion in that video about her experience with Ozempic, but I chose to cut it out because that video was already really quite long. But Roxy Jasenko was somebody that came out publicly that she tried Ozempic. And I wanna play this clip for you now because this was broadcasted on our mainstream radio stations, and I want to share this one little segment with you here.
Roxy Jasenko wasn't feeling comfortable. Did anyone read this story yesterday?
I saw the photos online, but I didn't click.
No, get me across it, mate. What happened to her?
Okay, she's talking Ozempic, right? And when she was going through her, she had breast cancer and she was going through her treatment there, she put on a lot of weight, 15 kilograms. She wanted to get rid of it quickly. Everyone was saying to do it properly, to eat right and go to the gym, but she said, I wanted to lose it very quickly. So she tried all that and it wasn't working. I didn't shed the weight. So I thought, I'm reading and hearing about Ozempic all the time, so I'm going to try it. I went to my doctor. I begged him. He said, Roxy, go and have a look in the mirror. He made me walk into his room and look at myself in the mirror. I'm not giving you a prescription. You don't need it. So I went somewhere else and I got it.
Oh, God.
You would be blown away by the number of people who will give you scripts for that stuff. The thing is, though, the only place that she could get it was at a chemist in Nowra. So she paid someone $2,500 to drive to Nowra to go and get some Ozempic.
Are you serious?
The only one I could get was a 1 milligram pen of Ozempic. So basically, you're supposed to start on 0.25 milligrams, and a number of weeks or months later, you transition onto a higher dosage.
Right, so it's 4 times or 3 times the quantity.
So she said I could only get the milliliter. Oh, milligram, sorry, that's right. That's all I could get. I felt like I was a junkie. I thought I needed this for a quick fix, so she's just gone bang into the system.
So what do they do? Like epi?
It's like a pen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an injection.
It's an injection. Well, you would do that into your stomach.
Yeah, if you're a diabetic.
She thought I was desperate. I need to lose this weight. Supposed to start on 0.25. She started on 1 milligram.
What happened?
Why is she sharing this?
And you don't need to lose weight.
She said what followed was uncontrollable vomiting, non-stop epilepsy-type shaking, and 3 days in a drug overdose clinic where she was told her organs could have shut down.
Did she lose the 15?
I thought I was actually going to die.
My God.
For the first 12 hours, I was okay. I vomited 4 times that morning, once in a high car when I went to work. That's when I made a video. I thought it was funny at work. Then it progressively got worse. I called an ambulance. The ambulance rocked up. At St Vincent's, though, they didn't know how to treat it because it was a relatively new drug at the time. The problem was because it was such a new drug, they weren't equipped. And there was an alert going around that there was fake Ozempic that had amphetamine in it.
Well, you're not getting that from the Nowra pharmacy, though, are you?
No, you're not.
Her message to those considering trying the pharmaceutical is simple. Don't.
Well, the other option would be...
Don't go to a doctor.
Stick to the dosage limit.
If they don't administer it, don't go to another doctor. Then don't pay someone $2,500 to go to Nowra. Don't buy a 1 milligram pen and don't inject yourself an overdose on Ozempic.
Outside of that, go for it.
It's a simple message.
It's absolute madness.
The 2 people that I know that are on it...
I'm just going to leave it there because there are a few things that I just want to touch on. These are the lengths that we are going to for vanity. These are just pressures that I never remember seeing this much and feeling this much pressure and this much insanity for vanity. These are lengths we're going to. Literally almost ODing on a drug to lose weight.
Yeah. I'm going to be skinny.
Yes.
No matter what.
And I don't know if you picked it up, but in the radio segment, the woman actually said, why is she sharing this? Why?
Why is she sharing this?
Well, there's actually some speculation online that Roxy being Roxy, if you saw that video, if you didn't, I mean, I highly recommend it, but Roxy being the type of person she is, there is some speculation, there are some people claiming online that she shared this strategically. She wanted to get ahead of the narrative. She wanted to come out publicly and share, hey, look, I had a really bad experience with Ozempic, so I didn't use it and I'm not on it. Whereas fast forward to now, if you look at her most recent photos, she is incredibly thin. She, I believe, definitely lost the 15 kilos and potentially a lot more because she's very, very slim now. And people are claiming that she wanted to kind of get ahead of this and put it out there that she wasn't on it so that when she eventually did lose the weight, people wouldn't speculate that it was Ozempic. There are no articles or there are no statements online that I could find that Roxy Jasenko was admitting or denying whether or not she was on Ozempic, nothing like that. However, in a news article, this was back in February of this year, she shared what she eats in a day. And in my opinion, it is incredibly disordered. This type of eating would potentially be more possible if you were injecting yourself with Ozempic because Ozempic does lessen your cravings, it lessens your hunger. Just for some context, she starts her morning with a powdered cup of vitamins and a cup of coffee. For lunch, she claims she has some grilled chicken with vinegar and a side of quinoa. If she needs a snack, she reaches for a passion fruit. And for dinner, she apparently eats a plate of broccoli with some garlic and oyster sauce. And my mathematics would estimate that that's maybe anywhere between, I'd say 500, 700 calories maybe at the higher end. I don't know how that is doable, honestly. If you, like I said, if you watch that video, the amount that she's got going on, I don't know how that's doable, but I don't know if she's still eating like that. But this is incredibly disordered in my opinion.
You need carbs. Your brain runs on glucose. For simple cognitive functions, you need them.
I don't like that this was made into a news article. I don't like that it feels as if we're back in the 90s and the early 2000s where we were literally glorifying and praising disordered eating. Because I want to be able to call this what it is. Let's not lie. Let's not lie and pretend that this isn't disordered. Let's not pretend that this is a healthy message and a healthy food plan to be publicizing to the world. I don't think so anyway. Another influencer that has been absolutely flooded with allegations of being on Ozempic or just potentially falling into an unhealthy place with her eating is Rach Parcell. I think that these are discussions that we need to have, especially in the place that we are now of this trend of very, very thin is in, and people are feeling the pressures to go to such extreme lengths to be able to achieve that. A lot of women's bodies it's not achievable, and for a lot of women it's not healthy. So I do think that, you know, as much as this can be a very sensitive topic, these are conversations that we should try to be having as respectfully as possible. This particular photo here, it was a carousel. She posted quite a few photos. This was the one that really sparked a lot of the controversies, and people really noticed just how thin she had become over the last few months. And some of the comments say, with all due respect, I'm a fan of yours and I usually love all your content, but those bodies do not look healthy at all. Honestly, there has to be a balance in everything. You are too pretty to look this sick. Maybe you are going through something, and I'm talking from a point of view, I don't know, but this weight is not healthy. Very mixed. People are either defending her, saying it's her body, that's her body type, you have no right to comment on her body. And some people are agreeing with the person commenting this, saying, I agree, they look sick. I'm so sorry, but you don't look healthy at all. I'm saying this just because I worry about you and your sisters, but comparing Isla Rose's body with you, well, there's no difference. People are saying mind your own body. The comments are incredibly divided, and I do believe that she's always been quite thin. If you look back at some of her old photos, she's always been incredibly thin, but by the looks of it, she didn't necessarily have that same rib protrusion. She's been getting these comments for months, and I can imagine it would be so exhausting, people commenting on your body to this degree. I mean, even on this one here, the comments were just overwhelming. She did a little bit of an outfit shoot. I followed you since the days when you began as Pink Peonies and wore sunglasses in all your posts. I've always loved your content, but this new weight loss is concerning, and I don't want to judge, but it's hard to understand why influencers feel the need to lose this much weight. You have always been beautiful. I wish you could see what we see. Apparently she addressed this, that when she was going through IVF, she gained a lot of weight, and now that she stopped, she managed to go back to her pre-baby weight. There's also comments more recently that she stated that to be able to achieve this body, she upped her protein and started taking testosterone because her testosterone levels were incredibly low. And that's something that she's only recently been saying, because there's so many comments under her photos. Every time she posts her bare stomach, every time she posts a bikini photo, she's getting flooded with comments from women either tearing her apart or sticking up for her, or literally asking, like, please drop your workout routine. It must, I can imagine, be incredibly exhausting. But at the same time, I can understand a lot of these women's concerns when they're commenting, and a lot of them are not even doing it in a disrespectful way. A lot of them are genuinely concerned, and they're saying, look, I've been a follower of you for ages, I love you, love your content, I hope you're okay. Her comments are incredibly divided, and I guess this is where I want to hear from you on this. You know, do you think it's wrong to comment on another woman's body? Do you think it's wrong to comment under an influencer's post? Trying to be as respectful as you can, sharing your concern. Do you think that's stepping over a line? Or do you think that it is within someone's right? You know, an influencer puts their life out on the internet, they post half-naked bikini or bathing suit photos. Do you think that sharing their lives in that way means that they have to cope or deal with or accept these types of criticisms and comments about their bodies? I can see both sides, honestly, and it's exhausting. And I know that me making this video right now doesn't really help, but I don't ever see a world in which women are not scrutinized or not held to these ridiculously high standards or these trends of curvy, BBLs, breast augmentations and waist trainers, and oh wait, no, we're going back now, we have to be like super rake skinny and no muscle definition and like very, very, very thin, and oh no, something else is coming up now, sorry you put all that work in. It's just exhausting, and I really don't see a world in which it doesn't exist for women.
All that work, and what did it get me?
There's so much speculation on Reddit regarding influencers who are on Ozempic. I mean, even right here, for example, there's one particular before and after photo of an influencer, like fashion model called Brooks Nader, and here you can see a before and after photo of her body then and her body now, and the comments are incredibly divided. People are saying, oh yeah, my god, she's on Ozempic, and other people are saying, no, like that's just angles, lighting, her body in certain lighting is different. There are so many Reddit threads of accusations and discussions about certain influencers being on Ozempic, not being on Ozempic, claiming they're not, but potentially being on it. There is one particular influencer named Serena Kerrigan, and it shows here she's sharing some type of skit or I don't know, something with her partner. Apparently that there in the background is potentially an Ozempic pen. Now, I don't know, we don't know. There is quite a lot of speculation that that is an Ozempic pen, and apparently a lot of people were questioning it in the comments down below. Where I think the biggest issue lies with this Serena woman is she posts things like this.
Okay, so I posted this a couple days before my birthday, and this section right here is a result of literally working out every single day for a month. Like, I basically did Pilates every single day for a month leading up to my birthday, which was a slay. So I did that. I ate very clean, and I used this. This is the Maylee's B-Flat Belly Firming Cream. And after Pilates, I would come home, shower, and put this cream on my tummy, like rub it all over. Obviously I haven't showered today, so today's not one of those days, but this is not gonna give you a 6-pack of abs. And guess what? I don't even have a 6-pack, but this actually will help smooth and like tighten and firm the skin.
And I think this is where a lot of people are taking issue with it, because she posted this video with potentially what looks like an Ozempic pen in the backdrop, and then shares a photo like this of her incredibly toned body, because people are asking, oh my god, like you look amazing, like what have you done? And she claims it's 30 days of Pilates, very clean eating, and this product that she's linking and has an affiliate link for and is trying to sell you. And this is where I think the issue becomes very cloudy, very muddy. If she is indeed on it and claiming that this miracle tummy cream and 30 days of Pilates and really clean eating is what's gotten her this stomach and this body, and that's not actually the case, I think that's where people take issue with it. And that's why now nobody trusts, I mean, not nobody, there's still a lot of people. Like, she has a lot of followers, she still has a lot of people supporting her, which I still don't really understand why. But I think the problem lies when you, as an influencer, are using a weight loss drug to lose like weight that you don't even need to lose, and you're claiming it's with Pilates, clean eating, and products that you're trying to link and sell your audience.
Committed to working out, or you have an event, or you just like want to snatch up your body, I really recommend this. This is like perfect for my birthday, and you saw how far my photos are, so highly recommend.
And here she is plugging the product yet again.
I started using it about 2 months ago to get ready for my birthday party and for summer ahead,
because it really helps with tightening the skin, and I really have seen a result. And you also, like, when you put it on, it heats up on your skin. But when it comes to products like these, the only way you really know if they work is if you try it yourself. So I asked Ameli's team if they could make a special link, and they did, which is basically you can try this before you buy. Essentially, they will send you a bottle of this B-Flat Belly Firming Cream. This is just for the people that follow me and use this link. And you can try it for 30 days. If you hate it, you just send it back. And if you love it, they charge you what you normally would pay for this. So you really like the stakes are very low here. And if you're consistent about it and you use it as much as I did, I think that you're gonna be really happy with the results. So use my link and give it a try before you buy.
Abs aren't built in 30 days with a frigging firming cream. Like, let's be honest. Let's call a spade and be honest. This is so deceptive, and it's upsetting that these influencers don't seem to have any problem sleeping at night, knowing that they are really fooling their audience, playing into their audience's insecurities and selling them these products. And to make it worse, and again, I'm not accusing this influencer of being on Ozempic. If she is using, or if she has used weight loss drugs in the past, but is not disclosing that and instead linking these products and pretending that's what got her results, that is incredibly disingenuous, and that is false advertising. We don't trust influencers. This woman could have literally gotten her belly from 30 days Pilates, clean eating, and a belly firming cream she's trying to sell you, or she could have got it in other ways. But I think the main issue that I want to drive home is nobody trusts influencers anymore because of the years of shit and the years of dishonesty and the lies that a lot of us now see, because we've peeked behind the curtain and we no longer fall for the same BS that they were trying to sell us. And they have sold us for years.
Why are we shocked that thin people are taking Ozempic? I just saw a TikTok come up on my For You page of this influencer who's already very thin talking about how she's taking Ozempic. And the comments, people are so shocked, so blown away by the fact that someone who does not need to be taking Ozempic for weight loss is taking Ozempic. Guys, influencers and celebrities been taking Ozempic before it was legalized to be used as a weight loss drug. They've been taking it. If you have money, you can get your hands on Ozempic. Stop being so surprised that celebrities and influencers are getting their very thin bodies from Ozempic. This is not new.
This one particular clip I want to share with you, it is Ethan Klein, who is like a podcaster, and he talks about how he's tired of people speculating. Now, again, I don't know if he was on it or wasn't, who knows, but he claims he wasn't. I want to share this clip with you.
I don't mind that he says I'm on Ozempic. I don't care. I'm pro Ozempic. I think that drug is a miracle drug, and I'm happy for everybody that takes it. However, the thing that surprised me about this is just like, isn't this so unethical of a doctor to be doing like armchair diagnoses and medical? I just kind of was shocked by it. Like, what the f***? Watch this.
There's a million of these from people. H3 Pod.
What?
This is like a whole genre.
I know, but these are doctors. You expect better from doctors.
You do expect better. There are a lot of people who do like fillers and stuff who will come on and be like, this is what I think this celebrity has. Is this filler, this filler, this.
But this one is so dumb because, like, let me show you. This one's especially dumb.
I'm Real Dr. Bay, TikTok, semaglutide, and tirzepatide expert. Ethan Klein recently went on a podcast and said that he lost over 100 pounds. And when asked how he did it, he said he stopped eating, which is technically true because these medications do suppress your appetite, so you do eat less. Do I think Ethan Klein owes it to his audience to tell him the truth if he is on these weight loss medications? No, I don't think because I don't believe his whole brand is about weight loss.
I thought that was positive, at least. It wasn't like accusatory in that sense.
The same way Oprah and Kelly Clarkson, their whole brand for
that
decades
is a good
has
point.
been about
I mean, that's
weight
fair.
loss. And so I do think they owe it to their followers to admit if they found a secret to losing weight after all those years. The good thing and bad thing about these GLP-1 receptor agonists is they work so well that it's kind of hard to hide that you lost.
Okay,
True
so his
because these
evidence
medications do suppress your appetite.
is that
so
I went on Steve-O's podcast, and he asked me, how did you lose weight? And I said, I stopped eating. The thing is, I've explained that like 1,000 times, and every time I go do a show, I'm sure it'll be the first thing Bradley Martin asks me tomorrow, which is fine. I get it. But like, I just get tired of telling the same story over and over and over. So I just say, I stopped eating. That's it. And just that one anecdote or that one quote has got this guy making TikTok videos. It's kind of crazy. Seems very unprofessional, doesn't it?
Invasive.
It's not invasive. He doesn't know anything.
No, I know.
Which just, it's on, I don't know. I feel like this has got to be a medical board issue.
Imagine if you lost weight and you didn't use Ozempic. Maybe you hired a personal trainer, you worked your ass off, you ate really clean, and you lost the weight naturally. To be constantly accused and constantly asked and constantly inquired about whether or not you did it, or being accused of doing it with Ozempic, I can imagine that would be really, really frustrating. And I can see both sides. Michaela as well is another influencer who went through this. However, I mean, this is hard. Do I trust the woman who came online and made a TikTok and shared a, not even a properly disclosed ad for a lash company, a mascara product, with false eyelashes on? She genuinely thought her audience was so stupid that they wouldn't even notice that she was wearing fake lashes to promote and to sell a beauty product. Do I trust her? I don't know. I mean, that's one of the things she's done, but she's also sick of it as well. Here she is sharing her thoughts on the Ozempic allegations.
You don't have to agree with what I'm about to say, and if you're on Ozempic or any of those weight loss medications or drugs, like that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for your personal choices. It's none of my business. I don't know why these comments affect me as much as they do, but like, as someone who for the last 6 months has been in eating disorder recovery offline, you know, I don't share that part of my life, but, you know, in recovery I happen to have lost 30 pounds because I was struggling with binge eating disorder, and when you go through recovery and you stop binging, sometimes you'll lose weight with that. But to just like put in all that work for months to recover from something that has literally nearly taken your life away multiple times, to just be hit with laugh my ass off, she's on Ozempic, it just like sucks. I think for anyone, and I know some people go on Ozempic for eating disorder recovery. I don't know nothing about that. I don't even like taking Advil, so like I'm not the person to ask about that kind of stuff. But like, I don't know, I just feel like it really like takes away from anyone who puts in the extreme mental strain to get healthy, whether it's mentally, physically, nutritionally, whatever. And people just slap you with the Ozempic thing. I don't know. I'm just speaking. I will never personally do Ozempic because I don't find that I don't want to cheat my recovery. That's just my personal opinion. If you are on Ozempic for an ED, I do not judge you for that at all. And if it's working for you, let it work. But for me, I don't believe that would be good for my recovery, therefore I will never do it. I need to develop a healthy relationship with food and exercise and my body image and the way I think about how I look and everything like that, and that is extremely difficult. And Ozempic just would not be the path for me. But yes, I have lost weight. I've mentioned it a couple times. It's not gonna become my whole personality. I'm just kind of trying to like live life and like figure my shit out. But I'm just noticing more and more of the conversation in my comments. So I don't know. I just want to let you guys know. Yes, I've lost weight. I've done it completely naturally and normally, and just, better food choices, better life choices, But I am proud of myself that I did it entirely healthy, because it's the first time in my life that I have. So that's a huge deal for me.
If that's true, that's incredibly amazing. It's just taken over every influencer's feed at this point, every comment section, because the new trend is the thin is in, isn't it? The thin is in. I mean, Kim Kardashian with that freaking Marilyn Monroe dress really was the boiling point, I think, of where it really went full pelt in that direction.
It's going to be really hard, and I'm going to have to eat so clean and so perfect and cut out sugar, which is so hard for me. And please let me try it on again.
And she apparently did it naturally, which I don't believe. But I think what we forget is that, body tuning, face tuning, body tuning, over editing your photos is still a thing. You can even edit your videos now. I mean, Tanya Mojo has been accused of being on Ozempic. However, we know that she is someone who very heavily, and has been caught out multiple times, editing her photos, editing her face, editing her body. Much like Michaela mentioned, eating disorders, disordered eating is still very much a thing. Okay, cocaine and Adderall is still very much a thing. Diet and exercise is still very much a thing. All of these things still exist, and all of these things have been used, and some have been abused, in order to lose weight rapidly, or just lose weight in general. And I think to be constantly slapped with the Ozempic allegations, I think we're forgetting that there are so many other, some healthy and some unhealthy, ways to lose weight. Because of this, it's becoming incredibly hard. It's becoming even harder to trust influencers.
Rule number one, never trust anybody.
Let's really be honest with ourselves. Realistically, there are most likely some that are on it and some that aren't. The some that are, there are probably a select number of those who are on it, who are denying they're on it, who are lying to their audience, who are selling weight loss plans or diet plans, or selling you products, selling you vitamins, selling you workout gear, affiliate, use my link in my bio, or telling you that they did it because they upped their protein. There is a very high chance that there is a number of influencers right now at this current time who are on weight loss medication, who have lost, 5 or 10 pounds that they wanted to lose, and are promoting vitamins or certain supplements or certain courses or weight loss plans or diet plans and making money off of this weight loss, and they didn't even necessarily potentially lose the weight in the way that they're claiming to, and they're selling to the audience that they did. It seems to have reached the point now where if any influencer loses 5-10 pounds, the automatic speculation, the automatic accusation is Ozempic. Do I think that's right? Of course not. It's horrible, because a lot of them potentially, maybe not a lot of them, some of them maybe, did it naturally. But this is where we're at now. And I think this is the result of a lot of years of disingenuous influences and dishonesty and false advertising and a fake reality being broadcast and being sold to an audience. And I think people have had enough. People are at the point now where they don't even trust influencers for anything. I am so conflicted with this because I do see both sides. I believe that a person's health, their medical history, and even their current medical status should remain private if they so wish.
If you are on Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Zepbound, you do not owe anyone, except maybe your doctor, an explanation. Your health is your business.
I've seen this argument online of if a woman has plastic surgery, she should share what she's had done. If not, it can create an unhealthy expectation or just be harmful to women in general. Do you remember ages ago when Kylie Jenner was denying lip fillers? She was saying that the reason her lips were so big was because she was overlining them. She then came out with lip liners, came out with these lip kits, and she made bank. She made so much money. I think a majority of people believe that plastic surgery should be more public. It should be shared more publicly. Influencers don't owe us anything. They don't owe us any of this information. I want to switch gears for a second and speak about, obviously, with the increased demand for these weight loss drugs, we've obviously also seen a rise in shady dealings and what essentially is like a shady black market world of Ozempic and just how easy it is. And I don't actually think it should be this easy to get Ozempic.
No, because why did I get an Ozempic out on my Instagram? Like, I was scrolling through my stories, minding my business, and all of a sudden it's Ozempic on my phone. I don't understand this phenomenon. The world is going straight to the y'all, I'm telling you.
And I don't actually think it's this easy to get Ozempic in Australia, but from what I was researching, it's incredibly common to be able to be prescribed Ozempic from med spas. So med spas, correct me if I'm wrong, we don't really call them that in Australia, but I'm pretty sure it's just where you go to get like beauty treatments. Med spas are where a lot of people go to get these weight loss drugs, whereas I think if they were to go to a doctor, potentially that doctor might not prescribe them this weight loss drug because a lot of the people that are going in and getting them and wanting them just maybe need to lose like 5-10 pounds, and the doctor does not want to put them on Ozempic. They want them to potentially try to lose weight with exercise, movement, and just healthier eating. I found this one Reddit thread on med spas, and I want to read this to you because, oh my God, it terrified me. Beware of med spas, awful experience. I have been receiving weekly Wegovy injections at a med spa in the St. Louis area. I will never be doing this again. Almost every week, they bumped my dosage up. If I had a rough time on the dose, vomiting, nausea, feeling extremely full despite having nothing at all inside me, they then would wait a week and increase the dose the following week. I am 5 or 6 weeks in, and I just found out my dose is already 1.08 milligrams, which is way more aggressive than Wegovy's dosage schedule. At appointments, they would always just say how many units they were injecting rather than the dose amount. I found out my current dose by calling them today after feeling sicker than I felt in years. I woke up at 4 a.m. today and vomited twice. By 8 a.m., I went to urgent care for an IV because I was dehydrated. It's been 30 hours since my last injection and I still feel awful. I've been sipping on fluids and burping up vomit-flavored air. Vomit-flavored air. I am deeply disgusted and terrified. Like, as somebody who's literally terrified of anything medical, this is like my worst nightmare. And I mean, the comments just keep going. Like this person here, I bailed on my med spa because she injected me once without doing the alcohol wipe. Excuse me? Then she injected me with a B12 combination without telling me, and when I questioned that, she told me that the injection was usually mixed with creatine. None of that was ever disclosed. Did I die? No. Is it okay or professional? No. No way. I mean, I could literally keep reading this thread to you because there are so many people sharing their opinions on the med spa situation and receiving weight loss injections at med spas. It sounds like an incredibly unrelated industry now. It seems as if it's just gotten so out of control. Like the fact that you can literally go online and get prescriptions for Ozempic or some kind of weight loss drug online with a doctor that doesn't even really know your medical history. You can have like a 5-minute Zoom consultation and they can prescribe you a weight loss drug. That sounds terrifying to me. It sounds like it's literally being abused and overused. in my opinion. There are so many TikToks of already quite slim women sharing their results with Ozempic or Wegovy or any kind of weight loss injection, and the comments are flooded with people being like, where can I get it? Can you please tell me where you got it? Where did you get it? I want some. Please show me how you got this. And they always comment saying, check my bio, or I'll DM you the link, I'll DM you the information. It's all very shady, very black market, very like undercover, and I think that's terrifying. Like, that's scary. This comment here says, I was able to purchase from a bodybuilding website for $125. If you're interested, you can send me a DM. I would love the info. I'm going to DM you too, DMing you. I don't know why now we've reached a place where you're literally, not you specifically, but there are people on Reddit, there are people on TikTok, people are more than happy to take a weight loss injection and they don't even know where it comes from. They don't even know what it's mixed with. Like, it could be a black market fake product. If it's significantly cheaper and you can't get it and you have to DM this rando on TikTok or this rando from Reddit, I personally would stay away. That sounds terrifying to me. A counterfeit product? We are now seeing influencers sponsored by these weight loss companies, these weight loss drugs.
We're one of the first people to be like, yeah, I was on Ozempic, didn't know, but
yes.
What do we think of this Ozempic takeover in Hollywood?
Well, listen, it's a miracle for anyone who's ever struggled with their weight. It really is, and a lot of people have. So everyone should do whatever they want with it, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. If you want to take a drug to curb your appetite, do it.
I appreciate that you...
Excuse me.
Do you need
sorry.
some water?
No, I need some Ozempic.
I think it's amazing, and I think it's great for them. There are a million ways to lose weight. Why not do it through something that isn't as boring as working out? People hate on it because they want to do it. And the people who hate on the most, the people who are secretly doing it or pissed off that they can't afford it.
And I'd love to hear what you think about this in the comments down below, because I think what's not being talked about enough in this discussion, this is a company. At the end of the day, this is money making. This is a business. They are promoting these weight loss shots just as they would any other business, because the medical industry, Big Pharma, is a business. They're in business to make money. Novo Nordisk, which is the company that makes the drugs, Ozempic, Wegovy, they actually, as of August this year, have a net worth of $596.31 billion. And this went up from the previous year by 66.95%. That is crazy, crazy numbers. This article came out in July, but Pfizer is moving ahead with plans for a once daily weight loss pill. So they are trying to compete with the Ozempic. This is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but I don't trust these drug companies. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying this is a healthy place to be. Trust me, it's not. Like, I don't even like being this distrusting, because it scares me. It scares me to be this distrusting. And I'm not saying this is at all a good place to be either, where you're like so distrusting of any of these companies or any of these people that are supposed to be here to help. I just don't believe they have my best interest at heart. But the things I've experienced, some of them I've shared here publicly, some of them I'm still going through, I've just been burnt. Okay, I've been burnt too many times to trust. And I think potentially one of the reasons why these influencers are wanting to not come out and say that they're on Ozempic or not be honest with their audience is because maybe a lot of them are really scared. Maybe there's a lot of them that feel like if they come out and be honest with their audience, they're going to get ripped to shreds, because let's be honest, they're ripped to shreds whether they, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But also maybe there's a part of them that's scared that if they came out and admitted that they were using a weight loss drug, and then if and when they ever stopped using it, they then went ahead and gained the weight back, or maybe ended up weighing more or being heavier than they were before they started on it. Imagine how many people would just mock them and hate on them and make fun of them and essentially bully them.
So it doesn't work when you get off of it.
I gained double the weight back.
I think when I was on Ozempic, my biggest fear was being off of it. And people would always ask, well, what are you going to do? I don't know.
I can imagine it would be really terrifying. So I can also understand why some of these influencers maybe don't want to share what they're doing for their weight loss. I can see that side as well. I think that's a potentially really big reason as to why a lot of influencers aren't wanting to be honest with their audience and aren't wanting to share. Because in the world we live in, they will get ripped to shreds. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I want to share this one comment I found on Reddit, because I do think, as much as I've been speaking negatively about certain influencers' potential use or potential motives for using it, I do believe that there are still people who have really great experiences and genuinely need or genuinely benefit from these weight loss drugs. I've lost 60 pounds since February using Mounjaro and not going to pretend like my reasons for using it have only been health related. But I will say the impact losing weight has had on my health has been incredible. 6 months ago, I couldn't walk for very long without being tired. My A1C was 0.1% away from being pre-diabetic, and my PCOS was wreaking havoc on my body. Now I can run a mile without stopping, my A1C is back to normal range, and my PCOS is considered in remission, which is why I, as a nobody to be fair, am open about using Mounjaro, but I'm sure I'd feel differently if I had 2 million followers. My final thoughts are, and just my opinion in general, I just wish, I wish so desperately, but I know that what I've seen over the last 10 years, we seem to be moving more and more away from, and I don't ever envision a world where living as naturally as possible like is trendy. I just don't see, I don't know. I wish that was something that was in and considered beautiful, but that's kind of my philosophy personally. And women who wanted to lose 5 or 10 pounds didn't feel the need to turn to these drugs, because I think that can potentially wreak havoc on your health, and these drugs weren't intended for that. They weren't intended for women, for influencers who want to lose weight, who are already incredibly lean and thin. The women's beauty standards just seem to be getting more and more out of control. We really haven't seen the long-term side effects of what being on these drugs long-term do, especially to women who are using them to lose 5 or 10 pounds. Okay, it's not what they're intended for, and that is now what they're being used for. That's now, you know, people want to lose like 10 or 15 pounds before summer. Instead of putting in the work for 3 or 4 months, they want to inject themselves, and they want it to be easy. They want a quick fix. I saw a study recently about the percentage of men in the bodybuilding sphere that have tried steroids. And I think it was something like 53% of men in the bodybuilding industry, in the bodybuilding space, had tried steroids. And I honestly wonder if maybe we're in it right now, or maybe we're going to see a future where 50% of influencers have or are on a weight loss drug. Influencers who heavily rely on their looks and their body to make money in that influencing space. This comment as well really stuck out to me. I saw it on a particular Reddit thread. I want to read it to you. At the end of the day, this medication is meant for those with metabolic syndrome, now inclusive of obesity. For those people, bariatric surgery was once the only sustainable cure, and now there is an injectable medication that has a lot of promise. This is wonderful for those who are struggling with obesity and other metabolic abnormalities that have proven detriment, especially over decades. For them, taking a medication forever is fine, especially when they can potentially reduce or come off agents meant to stabilize blood glucose, lipidemia, BP, etc. GLP-1 drugs are potentially a miracle or the beginning of the first effective medication for obesity and metabolic abnormalities, and that should be celebrated. When you use the drug outside of those guidelines for which it was created, there will be side effects.
You're not sick. No. In fact, Helen, I'm hungry, and I wish I had a snack.
I'd like to hear from you in the comments down below. Do you think we're going to see a huge rise in health issues potentially in the next 10, 20 years as a side effect of this incredibly skinny, trendy place we're in right now? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. I think we really tackled a very controversial, very sensitive topic today, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you in the comments, hearing what you have to say. And I have another few linked to you right there if you want to check those out. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye.